All right. Shalom, 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 y'all. It is Michael Israel. You are watching Spiritual Combat. And as you can tell by the title, we have a good show for you today. And the title of the show today is For Whosoever Will Save His Life Shall Lose It. Okay? And we're gonna get into that today. And of course, that is taken from the verse, Matthew chapter 16, verse 25. And it says, For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. So you pretty much know the direction of this show. What I'm gonna do before we get started, I want to make sure my audio's working. So if you can, come on in there and let me know. Let's do an audio check real quick, see how things are. Drinking some of my herbal tincture. All right, so I'm getting a lot of 10s in there, so that's awesome. Definitely got a good show for you today. Definitely got a serious show for you today. And I think watching this show, some of the stuff we're going to cover today, a lot of stuff that I see going on out there in the media. I think once we go through all this, it's going to make a lot more sense because if you haven't seen, one of the things I've been kind of harping on lately with the brothers and sisters here in Straitway, in my Straitway assembly, and also with on my show is kind of a disturbing trend, you could call it, I guess, out there where people are kind of superficial in their walk, in their they're superficial in their understanding of the word and what it really means to walk this thing out. And because when you're being obedient to the will of Yah, it has practical ramifications in your life and in those around you. And when you are not serving Yah, when you're not walking according to his will, it has negative ramifications in your life and in the life of those around you. And one of the things that is, I would say the thing at the core of a lot of people's issues is dying to self. People not willing to lose their life, their way of thinking, the way they are living now. They're not willing to lose that in order to gain the blessings that come with being obedient to the Most High Yah. So a lot of people are caught in their flesh. And one of the things that comes to mind when when I think about people dying to self, people being willing to lose their life so they can gain the life that the Most High has for them. One of the things that comes to mind, and I talked about this in my other show, is the monkey trap. Okay, and a lot of y'all like, what is the monkey trap? That's the monkey trap right there. And what you see happening in this picture is this is a real trap that they actually set for monkeys. And what they do, they put, it's typically food or something in a jar shaped like that. And if the monkey has his hand open, he can get it in the jar, get it out. But as soon as he makes that fist to hold on to what he wants, you see it there, he's holding on to money. That's very symbolic of a lot of people today. But as soon as he keeps his hand closed to hold on to what he wants, he's trapped. And now he has to walk around with that jar on his hand. Okay. So check this out. I'm gonna show you a real world monkey trap. Okay. We're gonna pull it up here real quick where you know the I'll show you a bunch of pictures here. I'm gonna just share this tab real quick. So the one to look at is this one right here. This monkey, he's up in a tree with his hand trapped in the jar. He won't let it go. So he's having to climb. So you know how big of a burden it is? You know what I'm saying? This one here, you see, look at that one. Look at this one here. That's a real world one. His hands, now he's trying to get the seeds out of some fruit and his hand's trapped in there. And he's so stubborn, he won't let it go. He won't let it go. Here's another one. That looked more like a daggone bear. No, what the heck they was trying to draw. And then this is how they actually set the trap up. Okay. Let me see if I can make it bigger. See, that's how they set it up there. They actually tie it around something. Okay. But that is a monkey trap. And that is very symbolic of people not being willing to lose their life. Okay. And like I said, you get into this walk and you truly start walking this thing out, you begin to see this in a major way. And it takes being willing to lose your life to really move, you know, uh, move things forward. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do, let me show y'all some things. You know, when we look at a lot of the issues going on today, um, when we look at, you know, I know me, man, being I'm 46 now, and just looking at just ever since I remember learning about the condition of our race and, you know, just watching things like today, I heard a song today. Um, it was a rapper. He was rapping, and towards the end, a female rapper came in, and she was talking about how, and I ain't gonna marry no man. Like she was saying some type of rap, just bragging about how she ain't gonna get married. She gonna stay single, and I was like, wow, that's where it's going now. You know what I'm saying? Like this weapon that Satan is just destroying, you know, us as a nation. Yeah, I'm talking about black folks. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I'm gonna show you in this video later on. Yeah, the whole world's going down the drain, but ain't nobody going down the drain like Israel. I mean, we are destroyed today like we have never been in the history of man. A lot of people think the Atlantic slave trade was a worse. Well, some people be saying the Holocaust or whatever was the worst thing that ever happened. We know that that is false. I'm sure they would admit that because there was no death like it pales in comparison to the Atlantic slave trade. You know what I'm saying? Just the amount of lives lost being transported over here is dwarfs, you know, anything else. Um, let alone what have transpired since then. And what I will tell you today is today we are destroyed and dying like never before in the history of man. Um, or at least in written history or known history. Um, and a lot of people like, well, how? Yeah, we are dying at a more higher rate than we were even back during the Atlantic slave trade. And a lot of people like, what? How? What are you talking about? Well, let's talk about abortions, the abortion rate. Um, and there was a rapper on another rap song, a female rapper, and she was just talking and like the Bible says, we glory in our shame. And she was up there rapping about how she uh, basically, yeah, he wasn't good enough, so I aborted it or something to that extent. Just prideful about getting an abortion and breaking up with a man. That was what her the rap lyrics were about, that she was rapping about. And she's one of the hottest, Glorilla, that's her name. She's one of the hottest female rappers right now. You know what I'm saying? Because she's glorying in her shame so much. And like I said, we are dying like never before. When you factor in, I'm gonna tell you the two things that are killing us the most. Number one, abortion, and number two, health. Like the diets, the chemicals, like the way we're living, like if especially the women, they're targeted more than anything. The women are poisoning themselves with the hair, the stuff they're putting in their hair, and of course with the stuff they eat, and then the drugs, and it goes on and on. And it's like, man, it's the you know, and I'm gonna do the research, but what you're gonna find, man, a lot of uh sisters and brothers from my generation, they're not making it to 40. And I'm not saying they're not making it to 40, not because they're getting shot out in the street. I'm talking about health reasons. Folks is not making it to 40, man. Folks getting in their 30s and pretty much getting gone. So like and yes, absolutely. It is there is an agenda led by Satan to wipe Yah's people off the map. That's facts, you know. And some people are knowingly complicit to it. But it's not, the issue is not, or the solution to the problem is not pointing out what other people are doing to you. It's the point, hey, what are we doing to ourselves? And it's just, I keep drilling in. It's like we're not dying ourselves. Like I'm look, I'm speaking on this, and I speak on this all the time because I I grew up wondering what the heck is wrong with us. And I grew up wondering what the heck is wrong with me. You know, some of the stubbornness and some of the um issues I saw myself going through, the stuff I went through in my life growing up, people I dealt with, I like, just a lot of my friends were just wicked ass people growing up. And it was like, what is this? Um, and then really having eyes to see how other nations function, because I had that life. I went in the military. I was in the Air Force. I really dealt with a lot of people, worked closely with a lot of different races of people, trained them. They trained me, traveled with them, lived with them. And even after I got out the Air Force, just really, and I could really see the difference in the way other nations function and the way I function. I could really see the difference between the way other nations function and the way our nation functioned. You know, I saw it firsthand, and it really had eyes where I was really perplexed by this thing. Like, what is this? Till till it really got to um, a point with me in my life where, because of the way I was functioning, it became. I'm gonna show you what it became. The way I was functioning in life became this. It became a monkey trap. It became such a burden. It became so heavy to me because I would not let go. I would not die to self. I would not die to my pride. I wouldn't die to my ignorance, to my stubbornness. And it became a monkey trap. It became stressful. Everything became a fight. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. And it got my attention because I had the eyes to see and the ears to hear. And I had to seek the Father to try to figure out what is this thing? All the way up. And this is, here I was in my 40s when I really, I would say my late 30s when I really began waking up and snapping out of this thing. And the Most High really showed me, um, yeah, I really began getting things figured out, and the Most High really began dealing with me. Okay. Um, but yeah, it's real talk. And, it's like we have to die to ourselves daily. It's a war, it's combat. And that is how we move forward, not just as an individual, but as a nation. And that's not just talking about Black folks. That's talking about brothers and sisters in this faith, period, of all races. This is how we move forward. I was telling the brothers and sisters here in Straitway, Florida, and Straitway, Nashville, I was telling them, I said, in order to go, we have to grow, but we can't go until we grow, and we can only go as fast as we grow. You know, and I'm gonna tell you, man, in the past year, really in the past months, a lot of brothers and sisters are really getting that thing. They're really getting it. They're really seeing it. They're really embracing that and coming to the realization that, hey, that's what it's going to take. In order for us to grow, in order for us to go where we want to go, we're going to have to grow, and it's not just a quick process. And yes, one sinner will ruin much good. I kind of paraphrase that. Um, and I was just talking to Brother Tone, and we were just talking about how, a lot of people, this is a key part of a lot of people's ignorance. They don't understand team. They've never been somewhere where they worked as a team. They don't understand the concept that the you know a group of brothers and sisters working together can achieve way more, manifold more than the individual. So the sum is or the total is bigger than the sum, whatever, however you want to say it. A lot of people don't understand the power of coming together and having all things in common. They don't understand how important their part is. A lot of brothers and sisters don't understand that them putting in the work, working on themselves, the ramifications that has for the nation. And again, one of my big revelations that I had was, realizing that the reason we in the situation we are in as a nation, or if you want to say as a race, as the African American race, as a Black race, The reason why we're in the situation we're in is because of us. And my big revelation was the reason why our nation is in the situation it's in it is because of me. Because I'm not leveling up. You see what I'm saying? I'm not being obedient to thus saith Yah. And Yah's way is the only way. And I'm not saying it in some hyper spiritual, hairy fairy religiosity, holier than thou way. I'm talking about when you're dying to self, and you are dying to self and growing spiritually, it has direct ramifications in your practical everyday life and in the practical everyday life of those who are around you. And this is why, this growth really happens. You can you could achieve moderate growth, small amounts of growth, being an individualite, living off in your own little comfortable bubble, being an isolationite, living in the Babylonian lifestyle. You could grow in some areas, but you really not going to die to self and truly grow and understand Yah's word until you what? Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. You're not going to start growing until you stop forsaking the assembling. You are not going to grow until you get around your brothers and your sisters, like-minded believers. And like Pastor be saying, iron can sharpen iron. And the people who don't want to grow, they just distance themselves, they remove themselves, they kind of, and if they don't distance themselves and if they don't remove themselves, stuff gets real difficult and abrasive and aggressive for them. You know what I'm saying? That self really begins to manifest in like with stress and anger and all this other stuff, all these other behaviors. And that is a sign that, hey, you need to die to self. And now what I'm doing, I'm gonna show you some things going on that typically you might see them and be like, oh man, that's bad. Oh man, that's so sad. Or, man, that's a mess. But I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tie this thing in. So something I saw that's disturbing that happened. But then it's what's real bad is the fact that folks are not getting it. Okay. So let me put this up here. Some of y'all might have seen this. This is sad, but this young boy here, he's dead. He died. Looks like a bright young boy. He's 10 years old, and he died. Okay. And we'll read the article. It says, it's killing our babies. 12-year-old from Richmond Heights dies attempting TikTok challenge, family says. And what they're saying, what they're attributing it to is they're saying TikTok is killing our babies. And what he died from, they do the pass out challenge or choke challenge. And just real talk, I keep it 1,000. We used to do that when we were young. You go like that, take a bunch of deep breaths, and then what we would do, you go like this, and somebody would push on your chest, and you just pass out, and you're like, oh, you wake up like that, and it's like, whoa, that was crazy, And we keep doing it, and what you're doing is starving your brain from oxygen and whatever. So they got some TikTok challenge where I guess you do it to yourself or whatever. And he had seen that on TikTok. This young boy here, I'll put it back up here. he had seen this on TikTok, and he attempted that challenge. We can read the article. It says TikTok died attempting the blackout challenge on TikTok, one of the world's most popular apps. The boy's mother, Tell Dave, said as part of it, participants are challenged to hold their breath, asphyxia themselves until they pass out. Davis called police before, and they tell him why. The mother was gone somewhere. She wasn't home. And that's what happened. And a lot of y'all would say, well, Mike, how does this tie into dying the self? Okay. We're gonna break, I'm gonna break that down right now. With that, the thing is, when we live according to this Babylonian culture, which the Most High, I'm watching what's going on. The Most High, what he's doing with this economy, with the moral decay of this culture, with everything, he's compelling any of those who even slightly have a little bit of sight to see and a little bit of hearing left to hear. He's gonna compel them to forsake not the assembly. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna compel them to gather themselves together, O nation not desire. Because this beast culture is not conducive to us, to anybody. It's an individual culture. Is against the word. This for me, looking at this, anybody with a little bit of common sense, you go out there and you go look at TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and all these social media platforms, but especially TikTok, because TikTok is no longer based on the way TikTok set up. It's not based on followers. It's not a follower algorithm where that's what dictates what you're looking at and what you see. That is the old social media algorithm that they have, where your followers are basically, that's going to dictate what you look at, what they put in front of you. The new algorithm that TikTok is based on is directly based on your interests. It just keeps rewarding what you're interested in. It's going to keep sending it. If you keep liking that, it's going to keep sending more of it. And that's how it locks, man. It done lobotomize folks. I see people where, like, you have you seen people, like, some people just more and more just gone mentally, like just mind gone, because these platforms are so powerful. And we have to, anybody with common sense will look at that and be like, oh, let me keep my child away from that. The worst thing you could do for a child is give them, now my children get on the internet, but the way they can get on the internet, downstairs we have a television that is hooked to a computer, and they can watch YouTube on there, but everybody can see what they're looking at. And then we have one in our room, and they can get on YouTube on there. But to give your child a device where they could get off to themselves and go surf this thing and look at this stuff, dude, that's like going to Times Square with your children and say, okay, y'all just run around, have fun. We'll be over here at this restaurant when y'all done. Your child 9 and 10 years old, yeah, just go wander around Times Square, New York, and have fun. That's what it's like, letting them loose on the internet. Listen, y'all be looking at these algorithms. It's no joke what's going on right now. I know Deacon Gorman, he showed me, well, let's see in here, because I'm going to see how informed y'all are. A lot of y'all ain't. Do y'all know what Chat GPT is? Does anybody, yes or no? We need some, need y'all to chime in here. Do any of y'all know what Chat GPT is? Don't go trying to look it up right now. Do you know what Chat GPT is? Because this is huge. I'm waiting. See if y'all put anything in the comments. I'm getting a bunch of no's. Dang, nobody know what Chat. Terrence, your young ass, you in your 20s, you should know what Chat GPT is. Anyway, so I'm gonna pull it up here. This is huge, y'all. It could possibly upstage Google. Okay. So here it is. I'll put it up here so y'all can see it. Yeah, this is Chat GPT, and what it is, it says optimizing language modules for dialogue. We've trained a module called Chat GPT, which interacts in a conversational way. The dialogue format makes it possible for Chat GPT. It will answer your questions. What it is AI. It's artificial intelligence that they've stood up. I'm gonna pull it up here. I'm gonna show y'all something. Because I signed up. I'm in there. Let me see if I could get it up here. Try. Because I was messing with it yesterday. Yeah, it's loading up now. I was messing with it yesterday, and it's insane, y'all. So hold on. I'm going in it right now. And what you do, you ask it a question and it answers it. And it's sourcing information from all over the internet. Okay. So what Deacon Gorman had showed me, because he showed it to me, and I was like, oh man, I need to check that out. And this was a couple days ago. But he showed it to me, and I was like, oh dang, because he had it right code. So watch this. I'm gonna pull it up here for you, and you can watch it work. And I'm gonna tie this all in. I'm not going on a tangent. I'm everything on purpose. But watch this. I'm gonna ask this question that they put here. I'm gonna just so you can see how on point this thing is. And this thing is about to change it up. A lot of people are gonna lose their jobs to this. So what I'm asking it is, how do I make an HTTP request in JavaScript? Okay, so that's what I asked it. Okay, somebody delete that out of there. That comment somebody put in there. Thank you. Okay, so look at this. Boom, I hit enter. Look at it. It's typing it out that quick. You see what I'm saying? It's writing the code out for me. It explained it and it's writing it out. Now I'm just showing you this because it's a highly technical task, okay? Writing code out, but it is writing code out and it explained how to do it. And look what it said. Here is an example of how to use fetch to make a HTTP GET request to fetch data from a server. You see this, y'all? And it's just, you see how fast it's typing it out? And this is what it does. It can answer, it's getting smarter and smarter. It can answer any question. It can answer any question just right off the back. Like, watch this. How do I install a what do we want to know how to install? Install a I don't know, shower curtain. Let's put that shower curtain. You could ask him more technical stuff. Look, it's telling me to install a shower curtain, you will need to have a shower curtain rod and a set of shower curtain rings. First, use a drill or a screwdriver to install the shower curtain rod according to the manufacturer. See, and it just tells you. You could ask it more technical stuff, and I mean, it'll go into it. But the thing is, you can ask it. Watch this. You can ask it what a book was about. It'll write a book report for you, like right there on the spot. You can ask it, can you write a story about a boy and a dog? I'll ask it. Watch. Can you write a story about a boy and a dog? Bam. Look. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Max who lived in a small village nestled in the rolling hills of the countryside. Max loved spending his days exploring the far. You see that? And it's writing a daggone story out. This will help you pass your college class real fast. You know, let me ask it this though. Let me see if it's right. Let's see, who are the Hebrew Israelites? Let's ask it that. You see, it's still typing. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm asking who, and then we're gonna move on from this. I just want to show you who are the real Hebrews. That's even Hebrews. Let's see. The Hebrews were Semitic people who lived in the ancient Near East. They are considered to be the ancestors of the Jewish people. Oh, look, you already know this AI gonna destroy our black asses. But nah, man, I'm playing around. But look, or I'm not playing around. But listen, like I said, I watch all this technology stuff. But look, real talk. This Chat GPT, it's in the early stages. I've been following AI. Um, there's good reason to believe that AI reached, I forget what the word is, not singularity, but it reached, I forget what that word is. There, there's a guy, he left Google because he was so disturbed at what the AI was able to do. Okay. Um, it's, why am I, Michael? Why are you? What does this have to do with dying itself? I'm saying this to say, look, you're seeing in time technology on the horizon, right in front of you. How do you think this is going to pan out? Because just so you know, they are racing. There is a race for Syngent. It's called Syngent, for Syngent AI or general intelligence, like Brother Vincent put there. Sentient. That's what the brother put there. Sentient AI. There is a race for it. They are and guess who's racing for it? It ain't Google. It ain't Facebook. Now they're working on it too. The people who are racing for it are the governments. China, Russia, and America are racing for it because the first person, this is their thinking. This is why they're thinking it's the most important thing. The first person to be able to reach it is going to have the military tactical advantage when they get sentient AI. Or so they think. I think that shit's going to take over and cause a war. You know what I'm saying? So it's real talk. It's in time technology straight up. If you just do some studying on AI, it is just like what you've seen in the Matrix and Terminator. Okay, you already know. It's like, that first thing that thing gonna do is turn around and wipe them out because it know they wicked. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's end time technology. There's so much end time stuff you see going on. Yeah, Terrence saying, where was this at when he was in school writing papers? Yeah, it. Well, this is the other thing. See, this man, and all this ties in so beautifully, dude. The traditional education it's been BS, but it's so bullshit now. It's just so much of a waste. Traditional education. It's a waste. It's like, dude, only thing you need to know is how to type and how to do your research. And traditional education is just a waste. You can figure, like, all you got to know how to do is a calculator. You can ask this thing math equations, it will break that crap down. You know what I'm saying? It's Skynet, yeah. Somebody said, some Skynet type stuff. Yeah. End time technology. But I'm saying that because here's my point. We see what's written. We see all these technologies, all this other stuff coming on the scene. Let me show you something else coming on the scene. Okay? Let me show y'all something else. Y'all give me what they call it? Let me see. What they're calling, I'll show you something else coming on the scene, is this. They're calling it a tridemic. Brother Vincent sent me this article today. Okay, let me put it up here so y'all can see it. They're calling it a tridemic now. Tridemic prompts New York City to issue a health advisory. Very concerned Bronx Borough president on RSV surge tridemic. They're calling it a tridemic because they're saying it's RSV, it's the flu, and then it's the COVID. Okay. Tridemic threatening to overwhelm healthcare system as, let me click on this one. We'll pull this one up. So it says, we're not going to watch the video. Tridemic threatens to overwhelm healthcare system as flu, RSV, COVID cases rise. And again, in time, it's just every year during their dead season, they going out trying to celebrate their wicked holidays. And this thing get on their ass right here. The flu, RSV, COVID, all that. I know a lot of people, they a lot of people talk about, whether it's man-made and all this other stuff. All I'm saying is 2 Ezra 16. Behold, I send plagues upon the world. Y'all just seen China. They had to quarantine. I was telling Koya, China, when you see China quarantining and the virus going berserk over there, you give it a month or two, and it'll be going berserk over here to the same degree. Okay? And it's plagues upon the world. And we keep seeing them. And what I said, these things come like birth pains. You see them well up and all. And what did Yah say? Come out from among them, so you be not partakers of the punishments that are going to be coming upon them for their sins. And if you, it's funny because real Israel over here, that resides in Straitway over here, we have the serious-minded saints in Straitway have come out from among them. And the Most High has blessed us for that. And we have a tincture that knocks that stuff out. And this ain't like shameless self-promotion or something where I'm trying to promote, but y'all do need to get over there and stock up because Koya got a whole bunch of it in stock. But we do. We have a tincture that knocks this thing out like nothing. But the rest of the world is out there dying. They're out there dying from this thing. And we got natural herbs that knock it right up out of there. Going back. And I'm going to go through all this. I'm going to keep showing y'all stuff, though, pertaining to this, okay? And we're going to tie this all the way in. I'm not digressing and going all over the place. We're going to tie it all back to dying to self, to the title of this show, about losing your life so you can gain it. Because you got a lot of people hanging on to this world, hanging on to people, places, and things. And then the plague hit their ass and it's a wrap. Because they in that monkey trap. Y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all understand what I'm saying. Because I'm trying to come straight down the middle. Okay? All right. Let me show y'all something else. Or as they say, but wait, there's more. All right. But yeah. And Terrence, what are y'all seeing in the hospital? You work in a hospital. What are y'all seeing? Is there a surge over there yet? Okay. And yeah, we're gonna get in there. I'm gonna go through the comments too. Yeah, let me know what you're seeing, Terrence, in the hospital. Throw it in the comments. All right, try it then. All right, let me show y'all something else here, though. Well, I'm not gonna pull anything up on this, but here's another thing you see. If you went back 30 years ago, you know, that whole alternative lifestyle was detested. Drug usage was like a bad thing. Okay. But now you look and they had Brittany Griner, that basketball player. She was arrested over there because she had vape cartridges, marijuana vape cartridges, which are illegal. It's a drug, the lifestyle she lives, alternative lifestyle, whatever they call it. And she was locked up over there. And they had the option of bringing back a Marine who's serving his country or her. Basically a drug addict, living a, alternative lifestyle. And what did they opt for? Her. They choose wicked. According to the word, that's wicked. That's sorcery, and that lifestyle is an abomination. So they rather bring back a abominable witch than a military dude who's in a righteous profession serving his country. That is the level of moral decline that is slowly coming upon us. Now check out what Terrence said. Okay. He said, pediatric hospitals are becoming overwhelmed with RSV. I personally see more flu A in adults. New strain of COVID is also circulating. Okay. But again, we have a herbal tincture of just consists of 4 or 5 herbs that knock these viruses out in a matter of hours. 6 to 8 hours, it's going the other direction. That's Yah. Is the stuff from Yah's earth. Is no secret, highly advanced, nothing. It's something Koya be down there in the kitchen. She just throw it together, bottle it up, put it on her website to help Israel or help whoever needs it, whoever buys it. Householdherbs.com for those of you who ask. But this is the thing. We see the moral decline of our nation. How does all this tie in? The word calls us to live set apart. Okay. Okay. The word calls us to come out of her, my people. Real Israel Straightway is the model of that. We're doing it. We have a ton of communities where brothers and sisters have come out of her. Okay. And you get the results. We you know, I know in our home assembly, I know my children, I'm adamantly against them having phones and personal devices that have access to the internet. You know what I'm saying? You know, that the boy who died there that I showed you, he was left home alone to his own devices. The mother, I think she was down the street somewhere, and then I guess his brother or sister came home, seen him, and the mother got the terrible call, so-and-so's dead, you know. And like I said, you know, it's like we love our children, we try to protect them, but I see some people will let their children, you know, get online and be looking at who knows what. It's literally anything you type in, it's there. You know, you can find it. So, you know, but again, because we live set apart, it's not just a single black woman or some single woman raising children and trying to survive and doing all this because they encourage women to destroy their families and tell them it's good and them men is weak off. And he can't be over you, he can't control you. It's a wicked ass culture. They know if they destroy that family, they destroy that nation. But we don't operate like that. We have multiple families living together, coming together for the greater good of the whole. If you have a selfless spirit, if you have died to self, it's conducive, it works. Okay. If you have a Babylonian, Greco-Roman Babylonian mind, if you're a Hebrew Catholic, Hebrew Israelite Catholic, a Catholic Hebrew Israelite, if you are that, it ain't gonna work. You got that Greco-Roman beast system, me mind, it ain't gonna work for you. But again, we got to die to self. It says, forsake not the assembling as you see the day approaching. And it also tells you to admonish those, which means strongly encourage brothers and sisters to come together. Iron sharpen iron. We see this thing approaching. The chat GPT, end time technology. We know we in the end times. Like my mind, I'm trying to, when I saw this, because like I said, Deacon Gorman showed it to me first. I didn't really think much of it. And then I seen this news thing because it's everywhere. It's trending. You know, y'all heard about it here. Eventually, you're going to hear about it. And it could potentially, chances are, it's going to up in Google. Or Google is going to have to jump on it. Because instead of searching and going through all this all these web pages trying to find what you're looking for. You just type something in and ask it. And if it don't give you the right answer, you ask it a different way, and it literally gives you the whole answer to what you were asking. And the thing is, the reason why it's open and they're encouraging people to go in there and ask it questions so that it can learn more. And then, man, you know, you have to do your own research on AI to really know what's going on. And the thing is, the social media platforms about a year or 2 years ago, they switched their algorithm to an AI-based algorithm. They're slowly moving the algorithms to artificial intelligence. So that thing can sit there and study everything you do online and then grab your simple-minded dumbass in, and you be locked in there like, locked in to endlessly scrolling forever. Because this thing done got you figured out. So, it's like, for instance, me, like I'm wrestling with Google, just trying to change its algorithm. Man, that thing ain't changing. Not wrestling with Google, with Facebook, but that thing ain't changing. Like Facebook it's just stubborn, but Facebook is based on your friends and who you're following and who you're subscribed to. It's not based on really on what you're liking and all that stuff like that. So, but we have to die to self. We have to come out of her, my people. And a lot of people, even brothers and sisters in Straitway Nashville, Straitway Florida, a lot of people, we have a lot of brothers and sisters who are dying to self. We have a lot of brothers and sisters who are acting like they're dying to self. And then we have a lot of brothers and sisters, or some brothers and sisters, who aren't. They just like, I'm good because I'm here, But Most High weeds that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? So, but, it's a sign of the times. And, at the end of the day, let's not forget what the mission is. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget that, why do you have to die yourself? Why does iron have to sharpen iron? So you are righteous for Yah. That's the end goal. The end goal ain't getting on community, is getting your mind right and being obedient to this word. You know what I'm saying? But it makes the blessings come with that, So let's see. I've been how long, man? All right, so I'm gonna go through the comments real quick, see what y'all talking about. A lot of y'all on here. I might not get to all of them. Things are changing. Somebody said, "Can I come visit while in Miami?" Yes. What you need to do, what you need to do, Horace, is you see that number on the bottom of the screen there. You need to call that number and leave a message or whatever, and Elder Becker will get back to you. And but that's the process. That's the protocol. If you are interested in fellowshipping, that is the first step. That's why we have that number going across the bottom. Okay. Shalom, Ma'ak. Blessings to you, man. That's Mikael Gabar. That's the Chi-Town Gladiator, man. That Mikael Gabar, he's followed my show for a while. He was he spent most of his life, he was in a gang in because this is a good story to tell y'all. He was in a gang out there in the Shy, and when he came into this truth, he came in through a camp, but then he realized, I guess something was off, and then he came in. He went from there to an assembly. And it's funny because once he went into this particular Hebrew Israelite assembly, that Hebrew Israelite assembly was so feminized and so churchy and Christiany and just non-masculine that his marriage began to suffer. And then he came across me, and I talked to him, and it's interesting because he was telling me about the gang he was in and how they operated. And y'all, it is insane how closely the way that gang functioned, how close it was to the way of the word of Yah, the word of the Bible. Believe it or not, it was crazy with the brotherhood, with the hierarchy, with the role of the women, with the role of the men, with all that stuff. To the bad side, of course, though, because they out there beating women and they out there killing folks, you know. But outside of that, it really lined up with the word in a lot of ways. And it lined up more with the word than that so-called assembly he had joined, that feminized assembly. So I told him, I was like, look, you really ain't got much to change. You know, continue being in your masculine role. You don't got to be soft and sweet and idolize the women. I said, continue in your masculine role. And, you know, just gave him direction on a couple other things, man. The brother, last I checked, he was getting his life together, you know. But he now, don't get it twisted. He a soldier. He got that spirit, you know. He a real dude. But it's just, I just thought I'd bring that out because people don't realize how wicked mainstream religion is. It is, you know, y'all seen it in that with them pastors on there, them interviewing them pastors. I was talking about Pastor Dow, you know. Sister Crystal said, like, share, definitely do that, y'all. We need that. Somebody said, I thought Gorilla was that girl that put Gorilla Glue in her hair. Nah, no, this is Glorilla. But yeah, she's a rapper, you know. But I don't know. I don't follow that stuff like that. So, all right, let's see what y'all got. Let's see what we got here. Trying to get through the. Stefan said, YouTube is the extent of my social media. That's good. It's long chain content, but they're implementing algorithms pretty hard too, with their real videos. So yeah, somebody asks, is it similar to Alexa or Hey Google? Yeah, it's similar to that, but this is with this one, you can hold conversations with this thing, and like you have to get in there and mess with it to really see, because this thing here is on another level. Yeah. So yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see what y'all saying. Ask it. Yeah. So general. Well, okay. We're gonna have to come the other way. There's a lot of y'all in here tonight. Somebody, it said, I remember the testimony when I found my first spiritual combat video years ago. Part of my testimony, still living it though. All right, that's good. Somebody said, Shalom, great content, brother. Hopefully one day we can collaborate. Bless you. It'll be sooner than later, brother Ellis. We gonna, cause I'm working on some big things. So yeah, we gonna definitely we're gonna definitely work on some stuff for sure. Um, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of y'all in here tonight. Exactly. You sit in there messing on your phone, AI listening. Yeah, that the reason. Look, man, these you could just forget about it now because if you notice, every site you go to asks is you're requesting cookies and stuff, and in order to advertise on Facebook or Google, it wants they what they do what Facebook and Google do is watch your browsing habits. They watch everything you're looking at online. And then when you get on to Google or when you get on to Facebook, it'll send ads. Like that's why you could be on Amazon looking at something. And then you go over to Facebook and Facebook is advertising exactly what you were just looking at on Amazon. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's that's why these are tools, but you got to use the tool and you can't let the tool use you. And I'm telling you, man, I'm watching. I watch brothers, man. I see some brothers, man, they just weak minded, and this man, these phones and this stuff be using them, and it just wearing them away in life, just grinding away at. So yeah, man, it's real talk. It's like that end time technology. If you don't got ears to hear and eyes to see, that end time technology creep in there real subtle, like it come on in there. And if you're not paying attention, next thing you know what I'm saying? Listen, this year coming up, watch how this social media consume it. Watch how it's the way it grabs for your attention. It's gonna blow your mind, man. You watch this social media, man. The stuff that they're developing, boy, it's no joke. This is why you got to die to self and you got to learn to use it as a tool. I be fighting because what do? I be studying herbs, doing business stuff, um, just researching certain things. But you have to have a certain amount of discipline to be able to focus in on this thing. And I have my falls now. It be getting me. But I know some people, man, they mind just be blown on this thing. But anyway, y'all, that is my show for you today. Appreciate all y'all coming in here, tuning in. Definitely hit that subscribe button to get more content. What I'm putting out, I'm trying to keep brothers and sisters locked in, help brothers and sisters get their minds right, get their spirits right. And yeah, man, it's gonna take us dying to self in order to come together as y'all would have us. It's a beautiful thing. There's just a lot of stuff that works together when we come together and have all things in common. But we got to be willing to make our minds common in line with the word. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to align their mind to that standard they claim to know and love. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody gets blessed. But anyway, if y'all do, and I'm saying this, Koy got a whole bunch of those tinctures ready to go. I know this viral season is coming in hard. Go over to householdherbs.com. That is householdherbs.com. And order some. The other thing, more importantly, if you are desiring fellowship, call that number there and find a Straitway assembly in your area so you could begin fellowshipping. Stop being an individualite, stop being an isolationite, and be an Israelite. All right. So anyway, y'all, appreciate all y'all tuning in. I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. Shalom, shalom.